And Diego Lopez, like a gangster, chose to take on somebody, and not just anybody, took on the man, 50K, Dan Ige, on a couple hours' notice, and was able to get the decision on that. If that's not gangster, I don't know what is. And there's only a few people that I know that are willing to take risks like that, and those people usually end up at the top.
Bem-vindos ao canal Clips MMA. Nesse sábado, acontece o tão aguardado UFC 306 na Esfera. E uma das lutas mais aguardadas dessa noite é o duelo entre Diego Lopes e Brian Ortega. Vamos ver o que Kamaru Usman e Cejudo falaram sobre essa luta. Já se inscrevam aí no canal e bora!
Now we move on to the next fight. We've got Brian Ortega taking on Diego Lopez. This is a fight that was originally scheduled earlier this year, but unfortunately, Brian Ortega was out due to illness, and Diego Lopez, like a gangster, chose to take on somebody, and not just anybody, took on the man, 50K, Dan Ige, on a couple hours' notice, and was able to get the decision on that. If that's not gangster, I don't know what is. And there's only a few people that I know that are willing to take risks like that, and those people usually end up at the top. And so this fight right here, if Diego Lopez is able to get in there and take out a veteran, a guy as experienced and as tough as Brian Ortega, I think Diego Lopez finds himself on the short list of challengers who will be challenging for that featherweight title.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, so what are you saying? So you think Diego's going to edge it out?
It is a 3-round fight, which is a sprint. It's tough to decide, but I think, yes, I think Diego can pull it out, because I think he just continues to get more and more confident in his abilities the more fights that he's able to get underneath him. But in that last fight, I think for someone like Brian Ortega, it was actually even better, because Brian Ortega now got a chance to sit back and see how Diego Lopez fared throughout that fight. And Dan Ige was coming on strong towards the end of that fight. So I think, if anything, it gave Brian Ortega a little bit more confidence, knowing that, hey, if I can weather the storm early, I could potentially switch up on this guy later on in later rounds and get him out of there. But I'm gonna go with Diego Lopez. I think it's a 3-round fight, and I think it's a sprint, and I think he's just a little bit more youthful, and I think he might be able to pull off a split decision.
Yeah, but 33 years old, dude, I feel like 33 is your freaking prime. That's the center of your prime.
I agree, but Brian Ortega has been in there for a long time. He's no young pup. He's a veteran inside that.
Yeah, octagon. but there's also something about Brian now, kind of finding faith, and getting back with his family. Obviously, we were connected at one point because he was dating Tracy Cortez, so I had a chance to really be around him. And it looks like he's in a good point in his life where he really wants to do things for the love of God, dude. So I think that makes a fighter dangerous, dude. I mean, who would I want to win? I would say Diego Lopez, because obviously, I like him. I know both of these cats. I mean, probably, I don't know if Brian still likes me. I don't know. But stylistically,
why would Brian not like you?
I don't know. That whole Tracy Cortez thing, I don't know what happened.
What did you have to do with that? You ain't nothing to do with that, right?
No, but you know how sometimes we have friends and there's a breakup to make up. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't know. Like, I have no ill will, but I will say this about Brian: he's skilled, man. I mean,
Absolutely.
he's only lost to Volkanovski, and he's only lost to really Max Holloway. The time that he did lose to Yair Rodriguez, it was because of that he ended up, he had to get shoulder.
He hurt his shoulder, but then he got that one back, didn't he?
But then he got it back, and I do believe that he's going to bring the wrestling in, and I think I can see him just catching the victory just based on wrestling. And this is nothing against Diego Lopez or anything like that, because I would love for him to win. But if you're asking me more likely who's favored to maybe possibly win this fight, I mean, I got to go with the vet dude and Brian Ortega, man.
I like it. I think you hit something, the nail on the head there. Brian Ortega definitely is a veteran inside that octagon, and he has a lot of ways to win. And I'm just going off of just activity here and just the youth, and as aggressive as Diego Lopez has been, That's just the only reason I edge him out here in this fight. But this is a very, very good fight. Both guys are very dangerous. Both guys can end the fight, whether it's striking or whether it's grappling. So this is probably the fight that this is going to be my fight of the night to watch. This is what I'm very, very excited about. Obviously, the main event as well and co-main, but this fight right here, I really have my eyes on.